I'm currently in beautiful, sunny Palm Springs, California, and while I was here, I came across a Five Below store. Now, if you're not familiar with the Five Below store, it says everything is $1 to $5 and more, right? It's kind of confusing. It's on average, I think it's like $5 and below, but there's stuff that's cheaper, there's stuff that's more expensive. And oh man, I went in there and they just had everything. They had makeup, they had lots of pool stuff, of course. They had like phone cases, they had Squishmallows, they had other they had like Disney themed stuff. So they had name brand makeup like Wet n Wild and CoverGirl and Elf, and then they had stuff you've never heard of. They also had books and games, and there was just so much stuff. It was completely overwhelming. But I had heard, now we don't, in where I live in Washington, we don't have any Five and Below stores, but I had heard you have to go in and check out the makeup selection if you get a chance at Five and Below. So of course, like I said, they had CoverGirl, Wet n Wild, they had Elf, and so I picked up a couple of things I think that were like Wet n Wild's, but they also had a ton of stuff that was brands you had never heard of. And I was like a little worried that what could I find? Is it going to be cruelty free and vegan? And let me tell you, they had a ton that was labeled as cruelty free and vegan. Very easy to find. I didn't pick up any like brush holders and brush cleaners like the silicone mats, but they had those galore, and they looked to be of, you know, fine quality for that kind of stuff. So of course they had brushes and stuff too. I didn't pick any brushes up, but if you're looking for like brush holders, brush cleaners, they definitely did have those kind of things. But while I was there, I thought, okay, I just have to dig in and find a bunch of goodies. So shopping spree, I went in, and I went yesterday, and I have to tell you, it was kind of towards the end of my day. And again, I was really overwhelmed in there, so I just went in there and started scooping up a bunch of stuff. I put some stuff back. I tried to make sure that everything was sealed. A lot of the stuff was open, like people had opened it and tested it, just like anywhere else you go. I mean, that happens at Sephora, it happens at Ulta, it happens at Target, all of the stores. So this is not unique to that store. You always want to make sure the products that you're buying are still sealed. So hopefully everything I got was. I tried to make sure, but I don't even remember what I bought. It was just like a quick grab. So let's go ahead and see what I bought. I'll fill in the stuff that I didn't get with makeup that I already have. I didn't pick up foundation. They only had a couple foundations. They had the Wet n Wild's what is it, like the photo focus one, which I think I have an allergy to, so I didn't pick that up. And then there was like an LA Colors one, and I couldn't really tell how much it cost. They didn't have a great color selection, and I'm not sure whether it was cruelty free or vegan because it wasn't well labeled, so I just left that one. And those were the only two foundations that I saw, so I will have to use at least my own foundation. And I don't think, they definitely had mascaras to try, but I have so many to try because I just did my Sephora haul with the Lash Stash to go. So I decided not to pick up a mascara just because I don't need yet another one. So anyway, let's dig in and see what we have. I spent $45 with tax and everything. I did buy a bottle of water. The rest was all makeup, and on average it looks like most things cost about $5. There were a few things that were less than $5, nothing over $5. So I'll try to point out the price of things if I can. I did pick up one thing that was not actually a makeup item, and that is the damage-free, dent-free hair coils. These were $2.25, and it came with 5. And I did already test one. These are kind of like a knockoff Invisibobble, and they're not quite as strong, I don't think, as the Invisibobble, but they work just fine. And These of course will last. I just realized while I was here I didn't really have anything good to hold the hair back, so I decided to pick up some of those, and I can also share them with my daughter when I get home. So it's always good to have some hair ties. The first thing I got is something from the brand W7, and this is called It's Glow Prime, a radiant primer, cruelty-free and vegan. It doesn't really say much about it. There was one there that was open, so I did see that it kind of has like a pinkish hue, maybe even like kind of like a skin tint color. So we'll test out that primer. This was $5. Also from the brand W7, I picked up this shimmer brick. I think I have a Makeup Revolution shimmer brick at home that I have had forever, and it's definitely, you know, pretty old and needs to be replaced, but I hadn't seen one for a long time, and I really liked the colors that were in this one. Let me peel the protector off. So here's what it looks like. The cool thing about shimmer bricks is that you can kind of dip into each color individually, or you can mix them all in and use them pretty much all over the face, but you can use it like in eyeshadow, you can kind of use it blush, highlighter. I like to kind of mix it in. You can actually even put some as like a body highlight, but you know, you've got all the different colors that you can use separately or all together. So I think shimmer bricks are just a fun little thing to have. Not bad for traveling, then you have some extra colors, and it's pretty small and compact. So we'll see how that one works out. That one was also $5. Again from W7, this is called Bronze Brilliance, the Bronze and Glow palette. And so these are some nice big pans of, we've got bronzer and highlighter, and you could, you know, mix and match. You've got the 3 shimmer shades and then the matte bronzer in there. So you could use those blush, highlighter, kind of mix and match. Again, this one was $5. And last from the brand W7, I got the Brow Grip, the Instant Brow Grip, which these always make me a little nervous, but it has a long-lasting clear formula, and it allows you to flawlessly set and style brows. Apply with ease using the spoolie brush for ultimate precision. So we'll have to try this out. As you know, I don't typically do just a clear brow gel because I don't have much brows, so I'll probably need to put something underneath that, but I thought I would give it a try here in the warm weather and going to the pool and everything. I'll try out some of these like more longer lasting products too. And that was also $5. That was everything I got from W7. Then from good old Wet n Wild, I picked up a Camo Flaunt eyeshadow palette, and this was $3.50. So here is what this palette looks like. The reason I picked it up, there was another one that was similar that I liked more of the shades better, but this one has a nice deep dark brown matte shade and then a nice light brown matte shade for, you know, building in transitions, and those are really great everyday shades. And then these 2 beautiful shimmer shades also work very well with that, and the center is like, seems to be like a pressed glitter, and that was the one that I was kind of hesitant about, but I just said if you covered up that one and looked at the other 4, this would be a perfect little, you know, mini travel go-to palette that has pretty much all you need for a great eye look. I especially like this shimmer right here with these 2 tones. So I thought, why not for $3.50 to pick that up and test it out. And then I also picked up the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo Blush Lighter in the shade I Met Someone, and I picked this one up. This was $5, and I actually picked this one up because I just recently watched Nikki LaRose's blush video, and she really liked and recommended this blush, not the highlighter, but the blush. And so I thought it looked so pretty for $5. I thought, okay, I will test that out. Nikki LaRose makes me buy a bunch of makeup to try. So while I was purchasing everything, I just had to pick this one up too. This Glow the Day Smoke and Mirrors 3-piece glitter gel pot and 3-piece liquid chrome eyeshadow set. So it's got the 3 liquid glitter, no, not liquid. These are the 3 liquid eyeshadows, and then the glitter pots are supposed to be gel. So I love a good glitter, and I love this style of like cream eyeshadows. So I thought, why not check it out? This was $5 for all of them. So hopefully it works out. And then on the way out, I also saw one more thing that I decided to pick up. And this is the Let It Glow Smoke and Mirrors liquid highlighter, bronzer, and blush. And then it has like a powder puff too. So we've got highlighter, bronzer, and blush. And it's supposed to be clean beauty, 100% vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, recycled paper, paraben-free, phthalate-free, and the tray is supposed to be biodegradable. So the package is recyclable, and then the inside tray is supposed to be biodegradable. So just thought that was really interesting, and these are really shimmery, and I didn't realize that in the store, but I know that liquid products are definitely having a moment right now, so I wanted to just get some and try them out. This was also $5. So there are all the products. Let's go ahead and get started with the primer. It does say to shake well, so I'm going to shake it up. Sounds very liquidy. All right, let's test it out here. Oh man, just squirted everywhere. All right, this is what it looks like. It's pretty thin consistency, and it's kind of a skin tint color, but also has a pinkness to it. It's got a shimmer to it. Oh, I did bring a mirror. All right. Ooh, it smells like watermelon scented. So definitely not fragrance free. Ooh. I don't really like fake artificial watermelon flavored stuff, and so the smell makes me think of that. But it does feel nice and silky and kind of like a silicone skin prep. Spreads really easily. I don't actually see silicone on here though, so it doesn't seem to have that. All right, how is it looking? It feels nice. It dried down. It doesn't have like a tackiness to it, but it does kind of give a nice pretty glow. So let me go grab some foundation and I'll be right back. To go with the kind of inexpensive theme, I grabbed my ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. This is in the shade Light 55N. And I'm just going to use a Face Atelier Pro brush to apply this, like a stippling brush. So I did just barely get a little bit of sun. I have been wearing lots of sunscreen and had my hat on and everything, and my sunglasses, but I do tan fairly easily, so it's looking like a little bit light for me today. I did bring some other foundation with me that I will have to switch to, but it'll work. It'll be okay for today. We've got some of these bronzers and blushes to try out, so we can hopefully warm it up a bit with those. This foundation already does kind of have a glowy luminosity to it, so it's hard to say if the primer really helped give more of a glow. I think it did a little bit, but it seemed to layer up, the foundation seemed to layer up and apply over the primer just fine. I won't say it like really really made a difference, but it's not bad so far. So let's go ahead and keep going. I am going to go onto the liquid products next. Let's go ahead and test out this Smoke and Mirrors liquid bronzer first. Then we can kind of warm up the foundation. It does oxidize a little bit, so it's not too terribly light. And I did make sure to pull down on my neck, but this will help warm it up, hopefully. Well, here's what it looks like. And it does have this neat dropper where you press on the top and then drop some out. It doesn't seem to pick up very much. But it's okay because we should start small. Okay, here's what it looks like. Looks pretty. Does look pretty dark, but hopefully it'll sheer out. I'm going to apply this with a BK Beauty 108 brush. From the back of my hand. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Okay. It's giving like a gray bruised, oh my gosh. Giving like a gray bruised looking effect. Let's try to buff it out with this. I mean, that's like a contour for you to do that. Okay. It also seemed to like move my makeup off my face. Let's just match it with the other side. Why not? Okay, with the foundation brush, I was able to at least kind of blend it out. Let's try a little bit on my forehead. I look like I have a bruised forehead now. Oh man, with a lot of glitter. A glitter bruise. A glitter bruise. Okay. I'm going to try applying just a little with my finger. It just really has like a gray undertone when applied to the skin that looks like a bruise. And it's very, very glittery. Here, applied to the hand, let's see. Yeah, look at that kind of grayish cast it makes so it looks bruised. Okay, that is well, it looks, once I really blend it out, like all the way, and blend it into the skin, it kind of looks nice on the arm, like a bronzer on the arm. But I don't think on the face that this looks very good. I think you really, really have to work it in and blend it out, and then it gives you kind of a grayish cast. But on the arm, it just blends out to kind of a nice, pretty shimmer. That works. Very shimmery though. So I would say that works for the body. I would skip this on the face, personally. Okay, let's see if we could fix it. I'm gonna take the matte bronzer from the W7 Bronze Brilliance Bronze and Glow palette. So I'm gonna dip into this matte powder bronzer with a Real Techniques medium sculpting brush, and try to go over the top. Okay, this I think actually is totally decent. It's, I mean, maybe a little bit chalky, but it seems to blend out even over this. My forehead still looks kind of crazy because it looks like it has a bruise underneath that I'm trying to cover. But I think that this matte bronzer here is actually decent. Yeah, this is nice. I like it. So this is what it looks like. And it actually, though I said it kind of had a chalky appearance, is actually really surprisingly like buttery smooth for a powder. So I like this a lot. Okay, yay, we have a winner. Next, what should we try? Dare I try the liquid blush? I'm scared. That's all right. It's makeup, it washes off. Let's try it. All right. Whoops, I'm back. My camera card ran out of storage space, so the video abruptly stopped, but I'm back. While I was offloading the videos to my computer, I did do my eyebrows real quickly, but let's go ahead and get back to it. I was going to try the Smoke and Mirrors liquid blush before I was so rudely interrupted, so let's go ahead and try that. Doesn't really, the dropper doesn't really pick it up. It's a little, seems a little too thick to actually grab anything. Right, it's a really bubblegum pink blush. So let's grab an It Cosmetics blush brush, and I'm gonna just go off the back of my hand and try to apply it to the cheek. It's very shimmery, but it's actually kind of pretty. I kind of like it. Whoops, now I got it in the wrong place. That's gonna be bad. I just double checked to make sure this is not the highlighter, because you could absolutely use this as a really pretty pink highlighter. It does have a lot of shimmer, so it really gives a glow for a blush. It's hard to get it in the right place. I feel like it looks very different from cheek to cheek. It's the formula is very inconsistent, like how much shimmer is in certain places. So while I kind of like how like with shimmery and like blingy it's looking, I wouldn't recommend this, but I kind of appreciate it for what it is. Or, you know, I think it would actually work really well just like up as a highlighter. I think it would work better as a highlighter. So I do have the Bronze Brilliance that I tried for the bronzer, but I really wanted to try out the Hello Halo blush lighter from Wet n Wild. So let me open that. And it was sure nice and sealed. I'm glad that it's sealed, but man, sometimes these Wet n Wild ones are so hard to open. Like, you break your nails and everything. So anyway, so I will go in with just this side, not use the highlighter. And we're just gonna go right over the top of the liquid blush, which I would do anyway to kind of set liquid products in place, just like I did with the bronzer as well. So it's a bit much over the top of that already blingy liquid blush, but it's actually, this blush is really pretty. Let's see if I can swatch some for you. It really is. It probably could even be like it's a blush lighter, but it's meaning it's like a highlighter blush, but it probably could actually just be like a topper as well, because it is pretty light, pretty sheer, but really pretty. I think that would make a nice blush topper. I think I will skip the liquid highlighter from Smoke and Mirrors, but I am going to see if I can get some out just to show you what it looks like. It's really hard to get out. It's really not coming out. It's kind of a pearl color, a little bit of a pinky pearl. Oh, it's pretty icy and white. It seems to be really emphasizing any, you know, texture on the hand, so I can only imagine what it would look like on the skin. So I'm gonna skip that one. So the Smoke and Mirrors liquid set is kind of a swing and a miss for me. Let's try the shimmer brick for highlighter. This is again that W7 brand. I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush. I actually go for a different, this is actually a foundation brush, but I'm going to, oh, it's got a little kick up. I'm going to just use this to place it because there's so many liquid products on the face. Ooh, I got a lot of pink on that one. This one actually, I'm really dipping into the white at the top for the highlight, and maybe I realize now that the one I have from, I think, Makeup Revolution at home is a lot lighter, so it makes for a great highlighter. This one actually would probably make a better bronzer, with the exception of the white. The rest is pretty dark. So I'm just going to tap into the bottom, and so it might be a highlighter if you're darker. I think that it would work more for like a bronze topper. Let's just put a little on. Why not? Just pile it on. So you could just do this as like a little bit of a bronze topper, and then you could use the shades also. You could use the white for the highlight like I did. And you could also use it as shadow as well for the eyes, which we won't need to today, but that would be an option. All right, so we are looking pretty glowy. What do I think of the shimmer brick? I think at the end I'll go through, how about I go through everything here and give a little final review at the end. Right now I'm going to take out that brow gel from W7. So here's what that brow gel looks like. It's like a glue, so brow grip. It's got a teeny tiny little wand, which is great for precise application, which it said it would. It said it would be precise application, so let's try this. does give a nice definition that my eyebrow pencil alone does not give. So I like that. It definitely feels sticky. I'm hoping it will dry down and not be too sticky, but also not like it's too glued in place. You do have to work fast. If you don't go fast enough, it starts to kind of dry down and get gummy really quickly. So make sure you work through quickly with that. Here's how they look. So for eyes, we have the glitter and chrome eyeshadow, and then we also have the Wet n Wild. I'm going to start by just putting a little bit of this brown shade into the crease. Perfect crease shade, and it does have a nice amount of pigmentation. It's not too much, not too little, just right. And then I don't want to apply it, but I'm just really curious about this kind of chunky glitter shade. So I'm just gonna swatch it. Seems like one that you would want to apply with your finger for sure. Do a second coat here. Definitely would use that one as a topper. It's pretty gritty. It feels a little sandy even. A little bit inconsistent. Can't get it to do like a nice line, but you could probably tap it on. It's got some gold green flecks to it. That's all right, not my favorite, but the transition shade was great. Like I said, I didn't really buy the palette for that glitter shade, but I was interested in it. All right, now I'm going to open the Smoke and Mirrors eyeshadow set. I kind of want to go for this crazy wild purple, but let's just swatch them to start. Ooh, I love purple. It's not as like thick and opaque as I wanted it to be. They don't have names on them, so they're just, we've got purple, kind of like a more champagne color. It's got some pink iridescence to it. These are highly disappointing when I open them, the formula. I just wanted them to be opaque, and they're really not. So here's this kind of golden color. Those are a huge letdown. Ooh. So here's the glitter. There's like a little lid you have to take off. What the heck? Once I opened it, it's like completely empty. Can you see? I guess all the glitter is right there, but what? There's like not even an application in here. Oh, and it's completely dried out too. Oh, it's just falling off in chunks. Okay, whoa. All right, well, it's just completely dried out. It's kind of flaking everywhere, but nope, just a dried out mess. Should I see if the purple one is any better? I'm sure it's not. It's kind of pink actually. Multicolored, blue, gold. This looks like kids' makeup. Same thing, just empty inside. And then there's some on here that's completely dried out. Garbage, garbage. So it's like craft store glitter that's already dried out. I try to move it, but I can't move it. And I'm sure the third time is not the charm, but ooh, this one has, it's white with stars in it. Same thing for this one. Oh, this is like balled up glue. You can't even get it out. Okay, garbage. Well, that was a waste. I'm just going to apply some of this shade to the overall lid, and then I'll try a little bit of the chrome topper. on top, but I don't have very high hopes. Put some of the gold coppery bronze topper on it. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my hand arm first and then pick it up with a brush. See if I can make it more opaque that way. It dries very quickly. All right, it just looks really patchy and it doesn't really do, it doesn't really do anything. That whole set was a letdown. I'm going to apply mascara, and I didn't get this from Five Below. This is the Milk Makeup Kush mascara, so I'm going to put this on and then I'll come back and let you know my final thoughts on everything. Here we go, final thoughts on everything. The W7, it's Glow Prime Primer. I actually think it was totally decent. It hasn't been that long since I've worn the makeup, so I can't say if it really helped with longevity. And I'm using kind of a dewy foundation, so I do think it gave the skin a nice glow. It's like, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but it was okay. I would definitely try it again, other than I didn't love the heavily scented watermelon scent that it had. But it was okay. So there was that for $5. Now the brow gel, the brow grip from W7, actually doesn't, it dried down and doesn't actually feel hard and like stiff at all, but I can feel that they're in place. So my eyebrows still feel really in place, but not like crunchy or gross or anything. So I actually really like this. Now for me, I can't use it alone because I need more than just clear gel because I don't have a lot of brows, but it's definitely keeping them in place. So I think this is something that I can work into my makeup collection. And then we had the W7 Shimmer Brick. This was actually a little disappointing for me when I looked at it closer, and it's my fault because I realized it's much more of like a shimmer bronzer, less highlighter than the one I have at home is much lighter and much more of a highlighter. I do think this one worked fine. It was okay. So for $5, not a bad little thing to have, nice portable, and you can actually get a lot of different product usage out of it. So this was okay, but just disappointing for me because I wanted it to not be quite so bronzy. I ended up with a lot of bronze products. Then we also had the W7 Bronze Brilliance palette. I only used the bronzer from here, but I actually really liked the bronzer, and these highlighters look, yeah, they're like actually surprisingly pigmented, and they're like a smooth formulation. The powder is really soft, so I will continue to use these, but the bronzer worked quite well. So this was another good find for $5. For the Wet n Wild, the eyeshadow, the Camo Flaunt eyeshadow palette, I'm not crazy about the glitter shade in the middle, but I do really like the other shades in the palette. And so I think for $3.50, this is another good find. I liked this one. The Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo Blush Lighter, I really liked this. I think that this would do well as like a blush topper. By itself it worked, but it's just not very strong. So I think this will be another good one. And I have always liked Wet n Wild, actually, you know, forever. Since I started with makeup, I had Wet n Wild. So they have hit and miss products, of course, but I think this one is a hit. Now we have the liquid bronzer, blush, and highlighter set. Whoa, these are quite shimmery. This is the brand Smoke and Mirrors. This was a fun little product to try, but I definitely don't really recommend these. The bronzer kind of looked like a bruise, and the highlighter I didn't even put on my face, but it was it emphasized a lot of texture. I think the blush was like okay, and it wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't, even for $5, you get a lot of product, hard to get out, but I wouldn't pick these up. It was fun to try, and I might try them in some other ways because I have them, but I wouldn't pick this one up. And then lastly, we have the biggest fail of all, the glitter pots of eyeshadow that were completely dried but are also still going to be on me forever. And then the chrome shadows that were not opaque at all and just didn't really do anything. So definitely these are a big thumbs down, skip these. That will do it for my 5 and below review. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want to see more cruelty-free and vegan makeup product reviews like this, do remember to subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you. Thanks for watching the video. I'll be back next week with an all-new video. I'll see you then, but until then, take care of yourself.